welcome back to our channel. Under the dim lights of the Grand Phoenix Hotel, amidst the hustle and bustle of Genoa City, Nate suddenly faces a horrifying truth that shakes his soul. Nate's story is not just a simple puzzle in life, but a complex symphony of secrets, betrayals and surging emotions, where the past and present intersect in every moment. It all started on a night like any other, when Nate accidentally witnessed a scene that he never imagined could happen. In a hidden corner of the Grand Phoenix Hotel, he saw Audra Charles, a charming and enchanting woman who always kept a cold and mysterious appearance, arguing fiercely with a strange man. That man not only exuded a cold, mysterious aura but also had a strong aura, making it impossible for the person opposite to look away. Nate gradually realizes that the tense conversation between them is not simply the hot words of a couple in love, but hidden inside it is a long-standing secret. The moment when everything changes comes when Holden, the name of the mysterious man, angrily throws a document on the table. Nate's eyes cannot take their eyes off the paper, because on it are clearly printed signatures and binding information, proving a heartbreaking truth. Audra, the woman he once loved and trusted, is actually Holden's legal wife. The truth is like a heavy shock, making Nate's heart pound in a turmoil of emotions, from surprise, anger to deep betrayal. As soon as he is discovered, Audra does not hesitate to face the truth that Nate has witnessed. At first, her face showed confusion, as if the past had suddenly come rushing back, bringing with it memories she had tried to hide. However, in just a moment, Audra's appearance changed, becoming calmer and colder than ever. She calmly admitted that there had been a marriage, a connection that she had seemingly tried to erase, but could not erase. There was an inexplicable contradiction in Audra's words. She insisted that the marriage had ended long ago, but her eyes could not hide her anxiety and insecurity. The confidence in her answer was as if she wanted to protect a secret that she believed could ease the pain of the past. But Holden's uncompromising presence, with his cold smile and his declaration that Audra is still his lawful wife, are like inescapable pieces, emphasizing that the past cannot be easily forgotten or broken. Holden, the mysterious man, is not only the one who brings surprise to Nate but also the image of an indelible past. With his cold demeanor and decisiveness in every word, Holden shows a firm belief in the power of the past. He does not accept the denial or tarnishing of commitments signed by law. For Holden, marriage is not just a simple emotional connection, but a commitment that cannot be broken, no matter how many events occur after that. Holden's appearance in Audra and Nate's lives opens up a series of questions about the meaning of honesty and loyalty. Does everyone have the right to keep their past a secret, or should each individual take responsibility for their own decisions and actions? Holden is proof that the past can return, requiring confrontation and clarification, no matter how hard we try to bury it under the cover of time. For Nate, who has always been known for his straightforward, open, and passionate personality, this discovery is a shock not only psychologically but also emotionally. He could not believe his eyes when he witnessed the image of Audra, the person he once had so much sincere feelings for, carrying within herself a conflicted past and unspoken secrets. In that moment, in the noisy space of the hotel, Nate clearly felt the inner turmoil. The trust he had for Audra was now torn apart, leaving deep wounds that seemed impossible to heal easily. Rage and hurt confront him with a difficult question. Can he continue to trust Audra after learning that she carries a dark and mysterious past? Or will this be the end of their relationship, an indelible scar on his soul? Nate begins to question the nature of love and forgiveness. Inside, he struggles between his belief in the ability of people to change and his suspicion that, perhaps, Audra's past has sealed an inevitable fate. He wonders if love is strong enough to overcome any challenge, or if it is a fragile emotion easily shattered by unwanted truths. This incident is not simply a complicated love triangle but also a journey of self-discovery and past. Audra, with her charming appearance and sharp intelligence, seems to always know how to keep the dark corners of her life secret. She has lived in the darkness of secrets, where every decision, every step carries an immeasurable price. The marriage with Holden, although considered to have ended long ago, still follows like a shadow of conspiracy, making the current relationship complicated and unpredictable. Meanwhile, Holden has a past full of contradictions and conflicts. He is not simply an abandoned person or a person who wants revenge, but also a symbol of steadfastness before the promises that have been signed. Holden demonstrates the idea that, no matter how much time passes, legal and spiritual commitments cannot be broken easily. This makes the story full of drama and conflict, as each character is caught up in the vortex of the past, no one can completely escape. Nate's discovery not only causes internal conflict but also opens a chain of consecutive events, making the relationships between the characters more complicated than ever. Audra, in her efforts to explain and seek forgiveness from Nate, is forced to face harsh judgments from him. Meanwhile, Holden constantly emphasizes that the past cannot be erased, and each person must take responsibility for their own choices. The story raises a series of complex social and psychological issues. Should we forgive the past or continue to live in it? Can we let go of past mistakes to move forward to a better future, or will those mistakes haunt us forever? Nate, Audra, and Holden, the three main characters in this story, each carry within themselves a hidden corner of truth and emotion, which creates a multi-dimensional picture of human beings with all their contradictions and wounds. For Nate, the first step to facing the truth is to accept that what he once believed was not as simple as it appeared. He begins to wonder if love sometimes means accepting the flaws, the secrets that people try to hide. In his mind, there is a voice that always advises that, in order to overcome this pain, he needs to understand more about human nature, about the motivations and reasons that lead to the confusing actions of Audra and Holden. Audra, on the other hand, is also faced with the consequences of her past. She wonders whether the decisions she made were a result of weakness or simply an inseparable part of who she is. The conflict between the past and the present leaves her conflicted in her thoughts, between her desire for freedom and the burden of old promises. It is during this process of self-examination that Audra gradually realizes that perhaps the truth can never be completely hidden, and only by facing it and accepting it can she heal. Meanwhile, Holden remains steadfast in his view that every decision in the past carries an indelible value. He has no regrets about what happened, because for him, it is a part of life, a chapter of history that he is proud of and does not want to change. Holden's presence is a reminder that, in every relationship, the truth always exists, and sometimes it becomes the reason why love becomes stronger, when two people are willing to face and overcome everything to find the truth. When everything seems to come to a decisive turn, Nate stands at the threshold of difficult choices. He can choose to forgive, try to understand and accept Audra's past, or he can decide to break up, leave a relationship in which trust has been deeply damaged. The confusion and pain in his heart not only reflects the conflict between reason and emotion, but also the expression of a person who always yearns for truth and sincerity. In his journey, Nate realizes that love is not only about sweet moments, but also about facing challenges, with the complexity of the past and unpredictable secrets. He tells himself that in order to move forward, he needs to learn to forgive, not just Audra, but himself. Every person has a past, every relationship has dark spots that we sometimes have to accept in order to live more fully. The story between Nate, Audra and Holden is not only a piece of the puzzle in the series of events of The Young and the Restless, but also a profound lesson about love, forgiveness, and personal responsibility. Each character. The characters in this story represent different aspects of human beings. Nate's honesty and trust, Audra's mystery and conflict, and Holden's unyielding toughness. The events at the Grand Phoenix Hotel are a test for all involved. They force each person to question themselves, to think about whether we should let the past determine the future or whether we can freely write new pages in our lives. In modern society, where traditional values and modernity intersect, relationships become more complicated than ever. The truth, no matter how painful or difficult to accept, always exists and is sometimes the only factor that can lead us to maturity and a better understanding of ourselves. Ultimately, the stories of Nate, Audra, and Holden are still in the process of gradually revealing complex psychological layers. Nate stands at a crossroads between the trust he once had and the betrayal of an inescapable past. The enchanting yet mysterious Audra is forced to confront her own past and find a way to balance the bonds that once existed with her desire for personal freedom. Holden, for all his coldness and determination, remains an undeniable symbol of the past. Each character has their own story, their own destiny, but all are linked through the complex relationships of love, loyalty, and forgiveness. Their choices, right or wrong, reflect an immutable truth, that people must always face the wounds of the past in order to find healing and move toward a future unbound by the secrets of the past. In the context of The Young and the Restless, this story is more than just a tangled love triangle. It is also a reminder that each of us has our own past, a past that cannot be easily forgotten, but also an inspiration for us to learn and grow. Will Nate find forgiveness in his heart? Can Audra free herself from the bonds of the past? And will Holden ever let go of the shackles of old promises? Those questions still remain, twinkling like stars in the night sky, inviting each person to watch and reflect on the true meaning of love, trust, and forgiveness. On his journey, Nate learns that moving forward requires not only facing the pain of the present, but also accepting the scars of the past. Because sometimes, those scars are proof of the strength to overcome adversity, the ability to love and forgive, no matter how difficult things are behind. And so, under the gloomy atmosphere of the Grand Phoenix Hotel, amid the whispers of old secrets and promises, the story of Nate, Audra and Holden continues to be written, a symphony of emotions, a journey of truth, and a profound lesson about what can happen when trust is tested by the mysteries of the past. Every character, every moment in the story reminds us that in life, things are not always as simple as they seem. Sometimes, beneath the veneer of glamour and success lurks the fragments of a troubled past, secrets that can never be erased. And only when we dare to face them can we truly understand the value of love and loyalty. With the story of the young and the restless, the audience is not only entertained but also invited to reflect on profound human issues, about how we face the past, about how we forgive each other, and about whether, in a world full of uncertainty, there is any room for truth and trust to be nurtured sustainably. And the answer, perhaps, lies in the process of facing and accepting the imperfections of this very life. Thus, every step, every decision of Nate, Audra, and Holden is not only a piece of a famous TV series but also a reflection of us. People who always seek the truth, always face challenges, and always hope that, no matter how much darkness there is in the past, the light of love and faith will still guide us back to ourselves.